Hard More Than Mon, and welcome to the other side of live.
Welcome everybody to the other side of live. We are fully live from the Bears Den in Monticello, Georgia. That's right, it's the Mordant McFall show.
In the morning.
In the other side of live. In the morning, no agenda stream. We are alive and well and making it happen, which just so happens to be the working title for tonight's episode. That's right, Make It Happen.
Which was the working title for last week's episode.
Well, we changed it. We will get into that in just a minute. That echo in the background, that madness, that itch on the back of my brain is the dark side of positive. Charles McFall. Say hello,
Can
Charles.
you imagine me as the angel on your shoulder? You'd have back pain all the time.
You got big wings keeping you up, so it's all good.
There
it's all
you go.
good.
Hey, what?
Wings. Big wings.
Okay.
They're feathery wings, not like Tinkerbell wings. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Or you don't even need the wings. You could, just beam up and go a little Takei.
Yeah, I'll take that.
There you
That's
go.
so
There you
Takei.
go. As you were saying, last week we talked on Tosol episode 40. Originally we were calling it Make It Happen, but it actually just turned into the return of RhonniRocks. Get caught doing a good job. So that was a very fun episode. I was in a truck stop parking lot somewhere in Texas and not loving life at the time. But the show went pretty well, I thought.
I thought it went as well as it could have been, which was you on the road in your newly fixed busted truck. And you're on the cell phone. Ronnie's on the cell phone. It is what it is, and I love the content. The content was good. Ronnie hit that gold nugget, getting caught, doing a good job.
RhonniRocks rocked the house with that. And what was funny is if you listen to the podcast, there's this weird kind of, every time she talks, you hear this little, you can hear kind of this minute echo. It's because I have my hands-free device. It's playing through my speakers. So it was picking that up. So next time we do that, I just have to be on my phone. I can't.
Or a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, as opposed to, broadcasting it there.
It was fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you know it's your fault and flog yourself, it's all right.
And on that lovely note, I'm going to say Klaatu Barda Nikto. Thank you, Doug, in the chat room for saying that and catching my eye. Tonight's episode is Make It Happen. It is about, not just chasing and catching your dreams, but, if you really want something to happen in your life, if there's something that you want to be a part of, then perhaps you are the person that needs to set that up. You are the person that needs to, quote unquote, make it happen. And we will get more into that in just a moment. But first, let us throw out the number early tonight, 813-413-7133. And if you want to call in and chat with us, give us a call. But before that, let's talk about SpeakPipe just for a minute.
SpeakPipe. Go ahead.
That was it. Thank you very much. And back to the show.
I'll be here all week. And next week. And I've got a pretty much permanent gig here. So
You do. Well, considering that we're in the Bears, we're in your house, dude, in your studio. I think it's kind of like, it's your playground. So,
dude, can you picture this with basically none of the furniture and only a drum kit and some mic stands and a couple of amps?
I can. It's not as homey.
No, it was originally built to be a band room, and that's what I had stack amps where that cabinet is. I was back here by the AC. I had my mic set up, my guitar, and my amps, and it was very loud in here. And now it's much better environment, whatever.
I bet the wife's a little happier too.
Probably, I think she is.
Although you're gone just as long, it's at least you're not making noise with those irreparable men of bad reputation up there in the room and making that rock and roll music. Well, unless you're into the hip hop stuff.
Sorry.
SpeakPipe. Hey, there's that shiny.
So, I was like, what
Are you really banging on the desk? Are you really banging on the desk and hitting the mic? You.
I did.
Okay, before we started the show, we've got this funky setup. It's dark in here for one thing. He's got all the lights turned down.
It's cozy.
Whatever, dude.
It's moody.
And he's got this great mic set up for me.
It's a den.
It is a den. It's a cave. He's got this great mic set up for me, but the problem is that anytime you bump the desk and I'm typing and I'm getting ready and I'm putting my phone down, he's like, "You got to be careful." So what happens? Within the first 5 minutes, boom, he hits the fan and the whole mic goes whom, whom,
The thing
whom,
is,
whom.
you'd have this great mic stand and a great mic, and if you put it on a cheap desk that's made of like balsa wood and perforated metal, it's gonna vibrate every time somebody sneezes. Because see, I'm hitting my desk, and you really can't tell.
But when I hit my desk,
oh, major! Oh, nice waveform. SpeakPipe.
So if you really want to see what the mic setup looks like, we took 2 of our pictures on Instagram. That's right. We're going to go find something else shiny right now. On Instagram, we've both been taking pictures all week, so you can find us on Instagram cameras. You're Bear Crawling, and I am Mordant World. Find us there. Right. So SpeakPipe.
SpeakPipe. Now, did you ever set up your actual SpeakPipe website?
Yeah, I think you have to do that in the beginning, don't you?
No, in the very beginning. I'm not sure exactly when you fell into the
all this is part of making it happen. I'm not sure how yet, but we got an hour to talk about this
stuff. In the very beginning, you just signed up. You basically got a portal. You gave them your email address, and they would give you a link to put on your webpage, just HTML code. That was it.
Right.
Then they invented the Facebook tab. You can go to BC and Tosol.
Yep, I have that too.
There's a voicemail tab right there. For that, you can go to Bear Calling. There's one for me as well. But the BC and Tosol will get to both of us. And so you have one on Mordant World. You've got the big tab over there. You've got the Facebook now, facebook.com/BC and Tosol in case you missed that. And then they came up with a new thing, which was awesome. I'm not sure you missed email or not, where you go to SpeakPipe, log into your account, and it takes about 30 seconds to set up your SpeakPipe.com page that has your logo. And it's basically the same thing that when they click on the voicemail on either of the other pages.
I don't think I have that.
Yeah, I have that. SpeakPipe.com/bear crawling.
You have that. Well, either way, are you getting anybody? SpeakPipe is where people leave voicemail for you.
Gitmo left me a voice message. Zach Man left me a voice message through SpeakPipe.
So basically, people that are in the No Agenda stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So no.
No.
We're actually having a lot more fun with our Instagram pictures.
We would love to have a question. One question. One. That's it.
Somebody leave a message on SpeakPipe.
Yes. If you can type on Facebook, you can click that voicemail box on Facebook. Just leave us one question.
That's
Anything.
Right. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Rock Girl, I'm eyeballing you. You know I am.
So, this past week, I was hanging out with good friends of mine at the Georgia Renaissance Festival after hours, and with RhonniRocks and our good friend Kelly Cochran, who is married to John Davis, who I interviewed one of my first Mordant World interviews a while ago, and he is a motivational speaker. He's actually right now billing himself as John Davis Action Hero. Well, that's all well and good, but I'm sitting next to Kelly, who is a snarky lady, and I mean that in the best possible way. She's a hoot to hang out with. But she actually got all, and I have this in quotations on my set list, she got all Mordant on me.
Did she really?
About not doing any speaking yet. That was my note says, going all Mordant on me about motivational speaking and my lack thereof.
And your lack.
She's like, you've been saying you were going to do this for 2 years. How come you haven't done this yet? And then, but she wasn't she wasn't just harping about it. She was actually kind of motivating me because she had some good things to say too. So what did I do? I had been speaking with my friend Hope Hughes about potentially using her new office space as a meetup place where some speechifying could happen there. So I took my little butt out of the conversation, walked away, called Hope Hughes and said, we need to put together a meetup so that things can happen, and maybe we'll do a panel or some speeches, all that. So actually, Kelly Davis motivated me to do that.
Oh, me going every other week, when are we doing the meetup? When are we doing the meetup? When are we doing the meetup?
No, it's a different meetup. This is a different meetup. This is not the Tosol meetup. This is Hope Hughes' meetup about health and fitness and wellness and having a panel discussion. This Friday, we're doing that.
It helps to fill me. How long have you been sitting here today? And this is the first I hear.
And I'm going to record it. And we might want you to do a little podcast magic.
Now you might want me to do some magic.
So if you have any comments that you want to say about this potential new meetup and the fact that Charles might actually be doing more work.
I've got something that you're talking about putting off the speaking and this and that. You put the lack and alacrity.
The alacrity means to do with a quickness.
Exactly. You put the lack because you're always saying I do it with alacrity.
You should say don't put the lack in alacrity. That's
well, I'm just being factual.
You're just being funny. You're just going all Mordant on me.
No, here's the thing. It's all about universal timing.
Yeah.
And it's all about what you truly love. And if you truly love it, you'll do it. I mean, look at where you've gone with The Other Side of Live. You've fired up. You've gotten happier. I brought you this book, and I said, read this book. You're like, okay. And you started reading it, and I said, we should talk, because the second chapter is like the partner chapter. You got to have a partner do it. And you're like, well, let's do it together. I'm like, let's do it on the radio. I don't know. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. And you're the one going, boom, 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 do it. And I didn't mind tonight. You did yours 3 weeks ago. I did mine tonight. So that's what I'm saying is when you're passionate and the timing's right, everything falls into place. And I'm glad that you're doing this.
Renegade Live Roundup.
Is that what you call it?
It'll be, and that's her thing. It's
cool.
it's going to be me and a couple other people who are actually into fitness stuff, and I think the topic, and I don't know what the title is, but it's basically how your glory days are getting in the way of you taking care of yourself today. Meaning like, oh wow, I was really this athlete a few years ago, or in high school or college, and now I have that to compare to, so I really don't have the impetus to go ahead and want to become, go back to that. Oh, I can't get back to that. That was a long time ago. So how that gets in the way and everything.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just a goofball who likes to talk, so I'm going to be on the panel because of that. And I'm recording
now,
it.
When you say panel, is it going to be like a Comic-Con panel where it's you and some other people and people ask questions?
It's kind of like a round table discussion. And we're going to talk about it. People, if they do show up, they can ask questions. And she's planning on doing like every other week or something like that. So I thought it'd be fun on Friday night since I have no life. So that was the first thing. The second thing was, as we get into, I spoke about doing the Success Freaks a couple of weeks ago, and it was no, that's not right. I was reading ahead with Success Freaks with the book.
Okay.
And the next one is about getting rid of procrastination.
Right.
And and I was very excited about that because it talks about how procrastination is just like your body's way of saying you don't want to do that. So the best way to get rid of procrastination is don't do the stuff you don't want to do. I'm like, okay, that sounds a little simple, but
sorry, I've been saying that for years now.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and power to you. You have. Right. So what is the one thing? And you brought this up the last time. What is the one thing that I, on my list of special talents that I didn't bring up, which was
the writing.
Absolutely. Now I can write. I write very well, but boy,
sure.
if I don't drag my feet to do it. So maybe I'm thinking about.
So let's get that book finished, and you can check it off your list because you're all about list, and that's why you push forward. And I'm not saying it's not. BC and Watson apparently has read the book and says it's amazing. And
that's the fantasy thriller with the espionage twist. I'm talking about the the Mordant World book stuff.
Oh, let me throw this out to the audience, okay? Mordant over here is like, I got an idea for a book. I'm gonna take all of my quotations and my the videos, the vlogs I've done, and I'm gonna put them in a book form. I went, yes, I can, dude, that's awesome because it's already there. You just have to take your creative willpower and arrange it the way you want it. And the chapters, maybe do it by topics or whatever. Awesome. Go forth and conquer, my son. And so I'm like, that's a book I can get behind. I mean, I'm not saying your fantasy isn't bad. I'm sure it's great, but I haven't seen anything of it. That's all I'm saying. You haven't shared it is what I'm saying. You haven't left it here on my desk for me to read through.
Are you a reader?
I used to be. I don't have time anymore.
There you go. It's 800 pages right now.
I can't
single space, baby.
I can't do that.
I didn't think so.
But
I'll leave you a chapter. I'll leave you a chapter.
Okay, I'd love to do it at some point. So anyway, like a couple of weeks go by, you're like, yeah, I'm working on my book. Oh, really? The Coffee Table? Oh no, I'm working on a different Mordant World book. What other Mordant World? There's like 3 Mordant World books out there now, in your head at least.
You know what that sound is? That's the sound of me being thrown under the bus.
I thought it was funny. I was like, okay, I'm lost. I'm all confused.
So I contacted our good friend Allison Williams, who was in Tosol number 10, Branding Your Passion, to talk to her about, since she's a writer as well. She's actually my writer study buddy. I've gotten together with her before, with Christopher Buhlman, who came out with the book Those Across the River recently and is now working on the second book. And that first book of his has gotten picked up as it's been optioned for a movie already.
Cool.
So these are the circles that I'm like the redheaded stepchild in these very intelligent circles.
What did was it Tony Robbins talked about? You love that story about the $1 million circle. He hangs out with the $10 million.
Yeah, that was Anthony Robbins. He was hanging out with I'm just retelling my stories. If you listen to a lot of these. You're going to hear the same stories over and over again.
To a point. There's different.
We're 5-trick ponies.
Yeah, there you go.
Where he talks about he was hanging out with Jack Canfield, and I think they all made they all made like $1 million a year or something like that, and he was making $10 million a year. But I'm sure the numbers are bigger than that. And they're like, well, what are you doing to do that? He goes, well, who do you hang out with? And they're like, well, we hang out with each other. He goes, yeah, well, I hang out with people who make $50 million a year.
Right.
And that raises, my ability. It raises my consciousness to see what is possible and to see how it's possible. So if I spend my time with people who are actually published authors, I can go, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So
I still think the coffee table book is great.
I think you're
I
absolutely
can't remember
right.
the
That
idea
is
for
still
the
on the
others,
list.
but
It is
yeah.
absolutely still on the list.
And I'm not saying you're not a writer. Not saying I think we all have a book in us. I started a book a while back that's still. I mean, for a while there, I wrote like 3 chapters, and it was a biography type of deal, just where I came from, and it's in one of these drawers now. I can't remember. I cleaned out my drawers recently, but I still have it. But the thing is, when the universe says, okay, you got that out, now take a different path, you follow that path until it comes back around again. It's not like I won't finish the book. I'm not a writer by any means, but I think we all have a book in it, especially people like us who want to communicate with the world. And
Well, I think you should write a
share
children's
ideas.
book.
Oh, they already got my book. Go the F to sleep. It's already out
There's
there.
a second book to that, too.
Is there?
But yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it's right along.
I love that. I own that book, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Have you heard the audio with Samuel
Yes, I have.
Jackson reading it?
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We digress.
That'll be fun.
SpeakPipe.
That'll be fun to put in our notes. Anyways, I called Allison Williams. And she's gonna work with me on this stuff. I don't care anymore. And actually, we started talking about the Speechifying, and she's like, okay, because she wants to now get into motivational speaking as well. So what she's gonna do, she asked me for 5 speeches that I have in me, and then 5 bullet points on each, and I already sent that to her. And she said, oh, I'm gonna if I can give her like a bio, some pictures and stuff, anything it's called a one sheet.
Okay.
So they have a sheet of what you look like. She's going to put something like that together, and she's already used to working with colleges and knows how to get into colleges. So,
Great idea. Sorry, a little side note. Great idea. The chat room. Rock Girl says, you know how people write a book and then they do the audio like Gary Vaynerchuk did, which is great because you get bonus on his audiobook.
Yeah.
She's saying you guys, being me and you, should do an audiobook and then write it from the audio.
All right, I'll tell you now. Hold on to that idea just for a second.
Let's put a pin in it.
Let's put a pin in that, and we're going to go back to what I was, because I'm losing what I was saying about Allison. Anyway,
one sheet.
She's going to try to get us into doing college gigs first. And
I love how you say us. She's going to get you in, and you're going to pull me along with Tosol.
Well, you know what I'd like to do, and I talked
Unless
to you about
you want me
this
to do
earlier.
one
Do you
sheet.
want me to say this?
Say it.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I think it would be a great idea, especially doing the college circuit.
No, don't say that. Yeah, you can say it.
Jackass. Especially during the college circuit, if we took this show live on the road,
Yes.
we could actually go and we would perform it at a college or whatever. We do it for the student body, and then afterwards, probably the next day or whatever, we would be talking to their media department about doing podcasting, about doing a live radio show, et cetera, et
How
cetera,
to
et
improve
cetera.
what they do, right.
So this
That'd
is
be a beautiful thing.
I think it would too. And if
I'm
any
not
of our
carrying the
listeners out
luggage.
there are interested in helping us do that, there you go.
Well, I came off of that, and I think you put the idea in my head a while back. I quit touching your desk. You said the first thing you're going to do is you're going to touch the desk. You haven't touched it yet. I think I've hit it like 5 times now. But honestly, this is the first time we've really done a real show in this format. This new setup, the new Folksway office.
The desk. It is really, really nice.
It's
except
a
you can't see
3-person
anything in
office.
here.
Just because you're blind and old doesn't mean crap, dude. It's moody.
I'm not blind.
It's moody. But I it just hit me today, and it may have been, I think you'd mentioned it to me in the past, but I was just thinking I've always loved the idea of a true reality show, like the Osbournes. I mean, everything's published, everything's cut together, but you get a look in somebody's life and see how things go. And I'm like, how great would it be in this economy to take our show and make it a reality TV show where a camera crew follows us around in your life. They follow me in my life. Yours is much more exciting during the day than mine is. But they follow what we do with the work. What?
I was going to say, I'll be out and about and performing on stage, and they'll get you typing away at your desk.
Yeah, right?
And then I'll be breaking down in Del Paso, and you'll be typing away at your desk.
So the day-to-day is more interesting. But then, you got my work. You got the phone call we had with LaLa Zigfreid today. Just the behind
She's
the
going
scenes
to call
stuff.
in tonight.
I don't know if she's going to call in.
She's going to call in tonight.
Okay.
That's me
813?
telling you to call in tonight, LaLa. You ever want me to come on your show, you better call in tonight. 813-413-7133. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, girlfriend. Call in.
So I was like, we could do a reality show, Because in this economy, it'd be us chasing our dreams. And we're both on the verge of actually making a living of what we do. And it'd catch me doing all the radio stuff I do. It'd catch you do all the performing stuff I do. And you'd already talk about some other things that you might not want to express. But, you know, if anybody out there has that, I would love to do it. I'd love to. I'd have to talk to my wife in this.
You know who I'm going to talk to about this?
Who?
Allison Williams.
There you go.
That's right. Tosol
go.
number 10, branding your passion. You'll see why it's a good. She actually talked about being here, coming here to be in but she doesn't want to sleep in the hamster room. The room with the squeaky hamster
she'd
wheel.
have to sleep up here anyway because the baby's in the hamster room now.
No, the hamster room is the living room.
Oh,
remember? Week.
Well, we fixed that.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
One of them died. He missed you too much.
Dude. Okay, new drinking game. Take a shot every time we go on another tangent.
Right. This is what you get. But it's. I think it'd be interesting. I think all of that would be interesting. The college thing, doing the live shows. I think a reality show. You know, Oprah Winfrey needs help. Her network's hemorrhaging money. I think we could save her network.
You do?
I do. I mean, look on. She went with the. We're doing a morning show now. We're doing just random topics.
That's right. Tomorrow we're doing a morning show.
We are here on No Agenda Stream, 8:30 a.m. to roughly 11 o'clock.
What's the name of that show?
Chaos and Coffee.
Are you sure?
Actually, it has a 4-word title. It's Chaos and Coffee, Coffee and Chaos. It's all together because I never remember. And then we're doing Dirty Boxers after that. So we'll be here. Anyway, one last thing, we'll get to our topic. But I think Oprah made a mistake of trying to be cookie cutter. She took what worked for her. And, this plays into this. What we'll do later, the Success Freaks. She took what worked for her in one show and tried to make a network based off the same formula. And she gave her friends shows, and it's hemorrhaging. I mean, they're losing money, and she's having to come back because what people were attracted to was her.
Right.
And I don't think she had her hands in producing all
show?
that stuff. Yeah, she's starting a new show. I was reading stuff because she has to. The queen has to come back, or the network's going to die. But you know, we're different. We're different than anything else that's ever been done. And you do reality. I mean, come on, if they can do bug catchers or swamp people, dream catchers, Success Freaks. That's a reality show. They could do us.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, that's all I'm saying.
Bring it.
Make it happen.
Rock Girl's got a note. She's got something in the chat room. It says, notes for the show. Mordant and McFall ramble.
That means you're not listening close enough because we've hit 20 points already.
Hey, LaLa, 813-413-7133. I'm not joking. Bring it. So,
or you can Skype Mordant World.
Yes. Anyways. Making it happen. All of this, it's up to you. If you really want something, if you want to play a certain game, create the game. You know, there's one thing that I've always enjoyed doing. I really enjoy, especially since I did with the Tortuga Twins, our theater shows, which is Tortuga Palooza shows. We do a kind of an ensemble cast, which means it's not just us. It's a bunch of other people. I've always enjoyed doing that. I think it goes all the way back to my choir days from church. You know, just like working with everybody and towards building something up. And it was really, really cool. So if I ever want to do that again, it's up to me. Instead of going, well, I hope something happens, maybe they'll invite me to do that. It's up to me to create that.
Right.
You know, I'm a creative person. And so now we're working on our new Christmas show that's going to be coming out on December 14th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And actually, we're going to be doing a Kickstarter for it. So that's that way of making it happen. You always wanted to be doing podcasting. And you wanted to create this podcast conglomerate empire. So you created the Bear Crawling Nation, but you made it happen.
Sure. Okay,
it was up to you. You're like, okay, I've got a dream. You could look for somebody else.
I wanted to be better more, and I didn't want to wait for Sirius to discover me or to. I definitely didn't want to go brick and mortar because I didn't want to start at some. I didn't want to do what everybody else said I had to do. I wanted to be me and do me for a living.
Right.
And so I made it. You're right. I did. I made it happen, and now we're on No Agenda.
So that's in the morning, No Agenda. How you doing? And now they're scratching their head going, should we have done this? Should we have let these guys come on? Because now you've got the morning show, and whenever I'm here, I'm on the morning show with you. What's happening tomorrow, though? We're not just on the morning show. Where else are we?
We're taking over Dirty Boxers
from
9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Didn't they learn their lesson last time?
No, apparently not. Be on FM radio. 2 FM radios, actually.
We have to mind our P's and Q's.
Yes, we do. We do indeed. Although you don't have to mind it nearly as much as I do.
Right. Oh, I'm sure they'll bleed. I'm sure there's a delay.
Right. You wish. Although, never mind. That's neither here nor there.
So that's more of us making it happen. You know, if I really want to be, if I want to be a motivational speaker, I can't wait for somebody to go, wow, you're really good at doing this radio thing. Why don't you come and speak at our school? It's like, no, dude, you go out there and you make it happen. And that also involves, and I was been thinking about this week, it's the difference between, wow, I hope that I'm a motivational speaker one day, and having the mindset of, no, I am a motivational speaker now. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to work on my speeches. Okay, and then I need to practice them.
Right.
I've just come up with 5 different speeches with some bullet points on them. I could be at least working on 1 or 2 of them. And that means sitting in front of a microphone or sitting in front of a camera while I rehearse, getting up to 20 minutes of this stuff. And then if I want to put together an hour, then I just put them all together. So that's what I can do. That's how I'm making it happen. You've got to do the work. You can stir the quantum soup as much as you want. You can think, and you can, use the secret, and you can use the law of attraction to make the opportunities come your way. They will knock on your door, and you will open the door. But you've got to get off your butt and make it happen.
It goes back to, we can tie actually back to an episode we did a couple of weeks ago. That was my episode, where I talked for 90 minutes and you talked for 5. But the reaping and sowing, it came back to that.
Yeah, planting it forward.
Planting it forward. Thank you. That's
episode
what we called it.
39?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's the planting it forward. It is I started about 6 to 7 years ago, just flipping on a microphone, getting involved in another show that has grown huge. They just recently hit 2 Guys, 1 Brain, 2G1B.com for the notes. And they just hit show 500 on 504 now, I think it is. And they've been doing it for 7 years. And I really got introduced to podcasting, listening to them, got into producing segments for them, flipped on a microphone because I was inspired, quit talking into the microphone for a year because of life and everything else, and then started doing what I do now. And then I started investing in people. I invested in Steve From the Edge and invested in Hugh. I planted there. And I planted other people who are no longer around that weren't part of the nation. And we ended up building, it's not really a company. It's more of a
empire.
Collection. Yeah, well, yeah.
Collective. Resistance is futile.
People have always said, they've referenced that quite often with me. Resistance is futile. So it's all about the reaping. So it's not just getting off your butt, but doing the right things and doing it for the right reasons. So that does come back to where now, flash forward, I got to talking to some people about the next step in my journey, and it's because they go, you obviously have a great ear for they didn't use the word talent. Basically, you have a great ear for shows, a great ear for audio, a great ear for talent. You've got a creative taste that we want to work with. And it was investing in these people, not to forward my career, but investing in them because I believed in all the people, including LaLa Zigfreid, who could call in right now.
813-413-7133.
I think she's waiting for us to slow down. If you wait for us to slow down.
There is no slow down, Mama. Come on. Bring the train.
You have to call in.
I don't even exactly know what bring the train means.
I don't either. I was gliding right over it.
Oh, well, we laugh at ourselves
here. I invested in them. I planted in them because I believed in them. And I wanted to make their dreams come true or get them to where they wanted to go. And it's gotten me where I am.
Right.
I invested in you because, you're a rock star and I could hook to your star.
I'm not a rock star.
Or you're a Ren star.
I'm a Ren star. There you go. Oh, there's a lot of sad with that.
Ren stars of LA County. Anyway.
So making it happen.
Well, I think that's energy.
What?
Huh?
Exactly. Wait.
Talking about going from the $1 million club to the $10 million club to the $50 million club. You're my...
Was it Jim Rohn says you're the sum of the average of 5 people you are closest to that you hang out with the most.
Yeah, so I had to kick one out of my circle and put you in because that the energy level. I don't remember. They were.
I'm sorry, Steve.
They were. Yeah. I'm sorry. But we do have a caller on the line.
Do we do not?
You do.
It's oh my goodness! Look who it is.
Oh my God, it's me.
Mind your own? Is this just mind your own? Awesome.
No, it's LaLa.
LaLa Zigfreid, as I live and breathe. Case surprise that you have shown up into our humble...
Yeah, what a surprise, because there was no pressure or anything.
It's a good thing you showed up, girlfriend. So what
I missed what part.
you-
I was fiddling with my phone trying to get ready because I was all freaked out. So I missed what happened in the last couple of minutes. What did I
Nothing.
miss?
A lot of squirrel. That's all. Chasing shiny stuff. That's all that is. So we're talking about making it happen, and since you are a big part of a new podcast that's up and coming, that Charles has his hands heavily on. Mm-hmm. So you are definitely making it happen, and this all started from us meeting probably about 6 months to 8 months ago at Tortuga
It was
Twins
like last
meetup.
September, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
The
Minnesota.
turning point. What?
In the Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's right.
Okay.
Greatest state in the land.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Wait.
That's so
It
cute.
can't be the greatest
Hey,
state in the land.
I try to hide it. Don't make it come out.
You
I
do
try
not
to
have
hide
a
it.
bear's den in Minnesota. Therefore, it is not the greatest state in the land.
Oh, they just go out on the boat
we'll build one for you.
Well, then I'm coming.
with their ice fishing and their what's the fish stuff that you eat?
I don't ice fish. No way. Are you kidding? I'm a city girl. No, thank you.
What's the fish jelly?
Oh, don't even. That's all right.
Are you talking about fish jelly? Lutefisk?
Lutefisk.
Oh,
It had me some. It was weird.
It's pretty nasty.
Oh,
yeah, no,
it
thank
tastes
you.
like fish.
Anything
How
that has to like
unfortunate.
soak in lye for many hours is not something I think I want to.
You ate a
Do it.
lie.
So, LaLa, please regale our listeners with how you and Jess Magnon are making it happen as far as creating your podcast,
Pod trap.
going from dream to reality. Shut up, you. Give me something to throw. Give me a stuffed animal.
I don't know. It happened so quickly that I don't even know if I could break it down for you. Really, we just we had a conversation, and then that conversation turned into you being so kind as to send me a microphone. And Charles got me set up with the recording stuff and showed me, just enough to know sort of what I was doing. And I bribed Jeff, and we just kind of sat down and did it. And it just kind of fell into place so far. So it's, we've just been kind of letting things happen as best we can. And, like I said, it happened really quickly. So it's awesome, though. I'm loving it so far.
I think you're letting things happen to a point, but I got to say, oh, nay on that, because you have been doing your due diligence. I mean, you were working with a dude before this on his show. You actually got off your butt and were doing the work for this.
She actually, now, I'm not going to throw her business out in the street, but at one point she attempted to go to a radio broadcast type school where they were teaching you this is how you record and that kind of thing. She's been trying to make it happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should go to that.
I did.
No, not to
I
the one
did.
she went to.
I went to Brown College here in the States, and the initial was just for DJ, like radio broadcasting in general. I wanted to do voiceover work and, things like that. I have had actually one voiceover paid gig. I have no idea what happened with it, but all I know is I got a check. So that's all that matters to me in that sense. But I guess, I didn't think about all that stuff. I've been working at it, I guess.
Yeah, I think you've been working on it. Yeah.
I was top of my class, so that was encouraging. And I had a lot of teacher support and stuff. Unfortunately, it was something I couldn't afford to, and I was working 3 jobs at the same time. So it was a big, there's a lot going on. And so it just, unfortunately, but like I said, this kind of, it gave me a little initial kick in the butt. And then, like I said, this stuff sort of just fell together. And I think it doesn't hurt that I had a little bit of, professional training. But this is mostly just natural. I'm just naturally this awesome.
There you go.
Right. And I think that because you were doing all of this stuff ahead of time, it made it easy so that when you met me, you were ready for it. You also have to be not only in the right place at the right time, but you have to be the right person.
Yes.
So you have
So
to...
it took me a long time to talk to you. It took a little, extra something. My friend had to be like, just do it. So I was lucky to have the help there, but it got done.
Weren't you like waiting outside of the side of the door and you wouldn't come in?
We milled around for probably 45 minutes before we actually entered the area because I was so petrified.
No, but you were fine.
But
Though.
I did it. I did it. And here we are.
Excellent,
today.
excellent. Yeah, I agree. You can't wait for somebody to hand you the keys to the kingdom. It's up to your job to find or create the keys and unlock the gate yourself.
Definitely.
And I think
was
that's what
scared
you
of Charles
did.
at first, but now he's just a cuddly bear. I haven't made him mad yet, though, so we'll see.
And now you've got this show that you're doing every other week?
It was supposed to be, but Charles is a little overzealous. Like, keep putting
So
it out
are you a weekly
early.
show now?
Not yet. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
So next month you'll be a
So we'll
weekly
see.
show?
What's that?
Next month you're going to be a weekly show on the No Agenda stream?
I don't know about that. We'll see.
All right. So
No
we got other
pressure,
stuff
no
we got to
pressure.
do. Do you have anything left to say to her?
Well, thank you for calling in, and because you are the first caller in a long time, you win 2 tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival.
Woo! I'll take them.
That's right. The only thing you have to do is remind me that I said this. Otherwise, I'll be like, what?
Oh, I'll remember.
I don't know.
you worry.
What?
Make it your
All right, thanks,
ringtone.
guys. I'll get back in the chat room. Thanks so much.
Bye, doll. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
She's so nice. What a nice girl.
So what else you got on your Making It Happen set list, though?
Man, maybe cranking through it. Are you kidding me?
Well,
That thing I said about the keys of the kingdom, that was on there.
I hit the desk again.
I think
did
it's
the book
time.
list.
I think it's time for Success Freaks. Wait, are we past the half-hour mark?
We are past the half
Boom,
hour
do it.
mark.
Hit it. Hit the jingle.
Success Freaks. Success Freaks. Success Freaks.
Goal! Aren't you looking forward to when we're not together anymore? It can be just a
No,
normal.
it's gonna. Okay, here's the show at the first week after he leaves. So where are you? Okay, you're there. Awesome. What are we talking about? I don't remember. There's just like no. It doesn't matter anymore.
BC and Manda said, "God, that's so annoying." I believe she's talking about the jingle
See it. Hopefully.
that we professionally had put together. Thank you very much. By Bear Crawling Media.
Oh, so I did the book today. And it's very interesting. The
You chapter 4?
special talents. Yes, the one that you talked about 2 shows ago, 3 shows ago.
Uncovering your special talent.
2 shows ago, yeah. And I actually came up with the special talents quite quickly. Thought.
All right. Well, before you get into it, the way that you figure out what your special talent is, they gave us a few ways of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Think of what. Excuse me.
Yeah, I actually circled it. Look, we got the same thing highlighted. I said I can speak because I'm not old and decrepit.
It's not. Shut up, you. I used to speak when I was in my 20s. Now I can't. Think of the things that bring you the greatest joy at work, or think of what you always do first if you have an option to do it.
Right.
You know, think of what you make the most money doing or would like to make the most money doing. And think of what you're most skilled at or would love to become most skilled at. All those things. So basically, if you drag your feet about doing something, that ain't one of your special talents. You know, if you're always you're not really happy about doing something and it kind of makes you feel humdrum or queasy about it, that ain't one of your special talents.
No.
So,
And
it's that other stuff.
That's why I pulled out the book. I'd actually circled that so we could go over that part.
So, my friend, what have you discovered? What's your special talent?
Well, it's stuff we
Sitting
already,
here in the bear's den.
we already knew.
Lie back on the couch and tell me your special talent.
Well, first we talk about the things you don't like to do because he was talking about when he started his company.
Yeah.
Raymond Aaron was talking about when he started his company. He did the books. He mopped the floor. He did everything himself, and he realized he wasn't making any money because he was doing everything himself.
Right now, what book are we reading from? Because somebody in the chat room just asked.
This is Double Your Income Doing What You Love.
by
Raymond Aaron, Aaron is the last name. Raymond Aaron. I believe it's RaymondAaron.com. Or it's Aaron.com.
yeah AARON.com.
And you sign up for free, get your own free PDF copy. All the videos and stuff that go with it, it's all free.
You can check our our show notes, and we'll have a link to it.
Yeah, yep. He gives it away, and it's really cool. And, excuse me, the things I'm not doing anything, it reminds me of the early days of bear crawling. And actually, everything I've done is when I hand over the reins of something, someone's like, really? You don't want to do this? Like, no, I did it because I had to. I've really grown to realize I don't enjoy social media. I love being social. I love sharing stuff and random thoughts. But the promoting of the show, the business of social media, I was like, well, somebody help me. And Rock Girl stepped up, and she doesn't mind. She's actually really good at it. She comes with a lot of great ideas. She's creative there. And, I was able to hand that off. Publishing. I don't like publishing. And I mean physically putting it up on the server and doing the notes for your show that had nothing to do with. And I was like, Well, the people who could do their own shows, I've pushed that off on them. I was like, hey, it's your show, man. You clean up the mess. And it frees me up to do more of what I love.
Has this been a recent development that you've been having them do it, and how's that been going with them?
It's getting there. It's definitely getting there.
Have you found anybody who's like really excited about doing their own shows?
Alex Southwest Center. He was
jumped
all
in
over
the chat room too.
Yeah, he did. Perfect timing, Alex.
Whoop whoop.
Because he was the first. He was the first. I don't want to call him pet projects. I don't want it to sound like it was a degrading or anything, but he was the first developed show in the nation.
We started after we met him last year.
That's right.
At the bear crawling meetup.
Hey, Raphael Tortuga, I love you. You do a podcast. Yeah, called him, and you pushed him in the dirt, kicked him in the face, and I picked him up, brushed him off. Like, it's okay. It's all right. We'll talk.
That's the way I roll, baby.
But no, you're right. It was the first, but he already had the show in his mind. He already knew what he loved. He already knew what he wanted to talk about. He'd already had a microphone. He was planning on doing a podcast a couple years earlier and never materialized. So we didn't really develop. We just helped, as opposed to like Steve already had a show going. Hugh and I already developed the show together before we did that. Like LaLa's show is full on. We discovered her, but she had no idea what she wanted to do. So that's full on.
She kind
House
of
of the Bear.
Developed, yeah.
Yeah, House of the Bear production there.
And that's going pretty well. I only heard show number 0, and I hear it's just
that's a crap one. And it's
leaps,
good, but it's crap.
Everything is leaps and bounds better.
Yeah, it is.
I'm waiting for it to get in iTunes, and I'll listen to my iPhone.
I'm working on it, dude. I'll put it. If you would quit being a sheep and just put the code in I'll put the code in your iTunes for you tonight.
Okay.
All right, there we go. So anyway, I've already found.
Make it happen, baby.
He's talking about in this chapter narrowing your focus.
Right.
Because restriction is freedom. And I actually found that to be true when I went live and had a time frame every time. Well, podcasting is not that. Well, my restricting myself was my freedom to really focus on what I had to do. So as you can tell, I've taken 5 minutes to get to the point. My number one passion is talking. That is the first thing I will do anytime. I have, in a bad way, sacrificed work that makes me money because I'm talking to somebody who doesn't make me money.
Right.
I love doing that at work when I can have a day. When they tell me when work is slow and they go, well, we really need you to get on the phone and train this person. Love that.
Oh, really?
I'll kick back, put my slots on my Facebook, have the phone up, and because I'm talking to that person, I'm connecting with them. I'm figuring out what makes them tick so I can figure out how to get them to understand this program. And I love doing that. So that's my number one thing is definitely talking. I don't think anybody would argue, and I've gotten better. He talked about if you don't like it, you're not going to be reading the self-help books on it. You're not going to be working on it. Social media, I read Gary Vaynerchuk, which got me motivated.
Yeah.
But I'm not really. I've gone to 1 or 2 social media seminars that they just want you to buy stuff. It makes me want to eat a bullet, to be honest. That's not my thing. But I have read books on how to do better broadcasting. I've read books on how to be better at who I am. Those kind of things. And that's my passion. The second one is producing.
Wait, what was the first one?
Talking.
All right.
Really? I had to remind you after taking up 5 minutes, 7 minutes.
I got lost in that pool, that swirl of so many things that were wonderful that I needed to hear it again.
So you actually suggested, or in the chat suggested, if you don't know what channels are, ask a friend. So any input you want to put on these, as I throw them out, you jump right in.
Right.
So obviously talking, everybody knows I talk a lot.
I think that is your special talent, absolutely.
And I can talk to anybody. I mean, when I came up to talk to the twins for the first time ever and got you to do an interview with me, I was like, on the inside, I was like a little girl going, oh, I can't do it. And I walked right out, I was like, hey, you going to talk to me? I wasn't rude or anything. I don't know. I don't remember what I said, and you guys were right on and leaps and bounds, man. Because I went from there going, if I talk to them, I ain't talk to anybody. I emailed Kathy Griffin and got a nice rejection letter. Yeah, talking. So the second one is producing. I love producing, and third one is creating, which kind of goes into that.
What do you mean by producing?
I love taking somebody like LaLa and Just Mind Your Own and really pushing her, enabling her to figure out what her path was. Throwing out the ideas of, I'm getting to know you. Here's where I think you'd fit into. Here's where I think you'd do great. You're great talent. I can build stuff around it. And she found Just Mind Your Own. That's her friend, long-term friend. They just started doing conversations and went, that's great. I can produce this. Let me help shape your path. Alex, he came up with a rough idea. I love movies. I have great stories that nobody else will share. I have a passion for movies. And he did his first show. So, okay, here's some tips and feedback. Great here. Let's work on this. Boom. Got him going forward. Here, let's find this music. Let's end it like this. Boom. And Alex really didn't need me. He's a go-getter.
He is.
He jumped out of the nest. Like, no, come back. I'm not. Okay, bye.
He was produce.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I got it. Oh, I got this new music that was way better than anything you picked, and it was way better than anything I found. The Gotham. Oh, throw it in here, Alex. It's the new ending song that you have. That's a great band of friends of his. Mm-hmm. Gotham something revival, I think. I'm sorry.
We'll go with that until he puts it in.
Yeah, he'll put it in. Anyway, and then he's like, okay, now teach me how to edit. And I taught him how to edit. Boom, now he's doing his own show. Now teach me how to publish. Taught him how to publish. Now I pretty much have nothing to do with Seven right there other than to be a listener. And that's cool because that's what you want from people. So I move on to another project. Found LaLa, Southern Gothic Revival. Thank you, Alex. And I love the whole LaLa's like, I don't know. I'll just talk. And I said, well, okay, I got a feel for their first show. And bam, here's intro music. Mixed it, threw it out there, put all these effects on it. Bam, here's the exit music. Bam, 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 bam. And it's my flavor on what she does.
Right.
Without me going, well, that's obviously bear crawling because that's the same thing he does for every show. It's not that. It's that being creative, finding. What we do here is totally different than what we do anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I started off as the producer here, and then you're like, no, you got to talk to me. You're not the producer.
It's a lot more fun. We have a really good time doing this. So you talked about talking, producing, and then what's the third one?
Being creative.
Okay, what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but that's kind of that's not a narrow focus at all. So
no, I love
bring it
coming
in.
out with ideas. I'm
an idea guy.
Okay, you said let's go to the college thing, and maybe somehow we will do the college tours.
Right.
With Tosol, we'll do the college tours. We'll do the show on a Tuesday night, and then maybe somehow we'll talk to the audio guys. Right. Like, how about this? We do a Tuesday night show, and then Wednesday we do a conference that's open to the student body, and we do this with it. And you're like, okay, for me. That's creative. Is taking your idea and making it better, or coming up with an idea, going, Steve, I really think you should do this. And Steve goes, wow, that's genius, and it worked for him, and it's something I can never do. And he could.
You have a way of making things bigger, better, more, or at least pointing that direction.
Right.
You're the pathfinder.
And I like it, just making things up. Going, this would be a really cool thing. Let's try this. And I love doing that. Envisioning things. I love just seeing 10 steps down the road, knowing where I can go, knowing where you can go, knowing where no agenda can go, and saying, even if I don't go with you, this is where I think you can go.
Sometimes you tell me where I can go.
This is true. In a good way.
In a good way. Always. It's warmer there.
I might remind you hung up on me today.
I did. Because I started talking about this stuff, and, I was driving around, and you were just doing your own thing. You're like, well, I'm kind of tired. And then really quick in my head, I'm like, yeah, he is. I am. All right, we're fine. We're done. Click.
Yeah. He's like, fine. Well, I'll talk to you later. Bye. It's like, what? Click. Okay. And that's like, well, you know what? You're right. I'll just put the phone down. You'll be here later. Because that was at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Or no, it was about 12:01. I still went.
About 20 minutes later, I was like, you didn't call me back.
But getting that vision for what Vestige. Steve goes, man, I've had this idea in my head for a zombie audio drama. I'm explaining. Zombie audio drama. And I really wanted to do this. And it's my baby, and I'm writing it. And he wrote that first episode and did some test recordings and threw me the script. I was like, immediately, I got the vision of what it can be. 10 steps down the road. If we push hard, we make it happen. If we make it happen, it can be tied in with The Walking Dead. I can make that happen. Let's rock. And
is it still available to the public? Can they find at least that first episode?
They can find the first 2 or 3, however many were recorded.
That's all it was,
it's on FromTheEdgePodcast.com.
And then when it kind of went the way of the dodo. I was thinking that, wow, I really want to do this. So what if, maybe we should produce it and we should do this kind of thing. And you did something very smart. You actually, you sat me down, or, figuratively sat me down and said, is that really what you want to do with this? Is that really what you love about this? Do you really want to be the producer? And I thought about it and all about all the work that needed to be done and putting it all together and getting all those people. And I was like, no, I really enjoy that. I'm just the voice, just the talent. And because I'm in and out. I can record it. It's really, really easy. I like doing the voice and I like hearing the end product. That's really, with this project, what I liked about it. You know, and I had a lot of fun with that. I don't want the headache part of it. So I was like, no, you're right. I don't want to do that. So you envisioned that reality as well. So that was helpful, enabling me to say no to that.
And the last one I have, the 5 talents is talking, producing, creating, envisioning, and then developing. Alex is another great example. He had the vision. He had the talent. I could see where he was. I could see where he's going. I could envision those steps, and then I could put my time and energy into developing what he had. His success has nothing to do with me. I just helped show him a few steps to take. You know, and when he's walking in the fog, I turn on the flashlight. I can't do the woo-woo, but you get the point. Same with Tosol. Same with everything I put my hands in. It's not about me. It's about how I can make you greater.
Helping others be awesome.
That's your phrase. That's why I didn't want to take it. It can be our phrase if you want to share, but that's something you coined.
Making bigger, badder, better, more babies.
So those are my talents. Your input. Here, I'll even let you.
No, that's great. I think that the last 3, they're
not necessarily in order.
Envisioning, creating, and developing. They're kind of like the same, different facets of the same thing. So I think absolutely you're able to do all those things, especially with combining that with talking and producing. And I think that as we continue down this path and as we get bigger, badder, better, more, you're going to see other stuff that you're really good at. And then you're going to start working on that. And then when we can afford personal assistance, it will be this other stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Please do this.
Please handle
so
it.
that I can do research and development. So I can do, crank out these shows. So what I like doing is creating inspirational content. I like doing that. Whether it's video blogs or it's this show here or something else, creating that inspirational content. I really enjoying it. I like performing while I'm doing it. So I want to be able to do more of that.
And the first thing I had to think of was, and the talking, it's not just talking, it's the connecting with people. I thought of my morning show. I hate mornings. I get up every morning now going, should I call out because I'm tired? But then the mic comes on and I see people
Banta Pudu. That's in the 5-minute gong.
That's our 5-minute Jabba the Hutt gong tonight. And I was like, I don't want to just work behind the scenes. Yes, I love to produce. Yes, I love to help people, but I get up every morning. And I am not a morning person. I mean, we make jokes about it, but seriously, I am not a morning person. I kind of hate when that alarm goes off, and it's my show, and I hate when that alarm goes off. But I get up here, and the music goes off, and I have a story that inspires me, a new story, and I'm just talking, and I come up with funny stuff, and I see the chat room react.
Yeah,
that's gold, man.
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Yeah, I enjoy doing stuff behind the camera, and I've gotten a chance to do that recently with some consulting that I did. But I got to tell you, I want to be in front of it too.
Yeah,
I don't want to be just behind the scenes and doing all that stuff. I
want to be Forrest Whitaker, writer, actor, director. Not that career.
My brain went to Forrest Gump, and I was like,
what?
Really? And I was like, oh, Whitaker. Okay.
Whitaker, the last king of Scotland.
Yeah,
he's a great actor. Well, maybe not great. Some people don't think. I think he's great. Ghost Dog, one of his best films ever. Great movie. But he's a great director. I think he does some writing, but he's all over the place depending on what the project calls for, and that's where I want to be. But that's enough of me. So we need to talk about, I got an announcement, but let's talk about where they can find this real quick, and then...
You want to do the announcement afterwards?
Yeah, I want to find us first.
All right, those of you listening to the podcast, we are live every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us at mordantworld.com/NAS. That's MORDANT world.com/NAS. And, of course, the NAS stands for No Agenda Stream. Those of you who are listening to us live, if you want to catch older shows, you can go to theothersideoflive.com. We are also available on iTunes, so you can find us in either of those places.
But you shouldn't. You should use your own mind and find us elsewhere than iTunes. Free your mind, the rest will follow. A group of beautiful women saying that.
Find us on iTunes. If you have a comment for any of the silliness that we're doing, of course there is SpeakPipe that you can find on our websites or on Facebook pages, or you can just email us, Tosol, which stands for The Other Side of Live, Tosol at theothersideoflive.com.
And you can find me every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here. It can be mordantworld.com/NAS. It can be, well, you need to go to bearcon.com and click on the Listen Live. I think it's bcn.nagradio.com/NAS now. But
oh my God.
I know, right? Right. So,
me?
hey, mordantworld.com/NAS. I'm still working out the details.
Just look for the links in the show notes. They're all there. But you gotta put that last thing in the show notes. It's not there.
NoAgendaChat.net. 8:30 to 9, I'll give you something to talk about at work, without a doubt. I'll entertain you. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you think, or get you angry. But it'll give you something to talk about at work. You'll be the hit of your office.
And tomorrow you can find us. Tell them about that.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll find us here at Coffee and Chaos and Coffee on NoAgendaChat.net, and then Dirty Boxers, which will be on Haverhill FM in the UK. And on Terre Haute.
Where are the people live in the No Agenda stream? Where can they find us?
NoAgendaChat.net or DirtyBoxers.net, DirtyBoxers.net/live.
There you go. That's a lot.
Or MordantWorld.com/live. So that's where you can find
us. NAS.
NAS. So I got this note. My wife came up here on the phone, and it's going to affect everybody. Apparently Steve Cox from The Edge is fine. He's okay, but he had a small heart attack, and he's in the hospital. He was admitted now. He'll be getting a cath in the morning. So he's been losing a lot of weight. The doctor's been telling him to get healthy, and he's been getting healthy. But I know a lot of people who listen know who he is, and you may want to go to his Facebook page, post stuff, because right now, obviously, calling and stuff is going to be. I don't know, if you have his number, reach out, go for it. But that's going on. But he is okay.
So keep him in your prayers, your meditations, your thoughts, anything that you find that you do. We will certainly be doing that, and it is kind of a shock.
And everybody's kind of freaking out, but you got to understand from a medical standpoint, when doctors call a small heart attack, it means he had some chest pain. He went, and it's classified. Heart attack covers a lot of things, but it's classified as a heart attack. And the thing is, they're just going to clean him out. Angioplasty is a roto-rooter. Okay, they're just going to go ahead and clear out the blockages. He says he's okay. Probably not, Amanda. He said they're asking if there's going to be a show Friday. Probably not. I don't know. All I know is she came out in the middle of the show. I'll call him and get details. He's okay. It's cool. He'll be fine. He'll go back to his job more than likely. I mean, these things, at his age and at his weight, these things happen. So there you go. So yeah, keep him in prayers and take us home.
Well, thank you everybody for listening to us tonight on The Other Side of Live. We had a good time talking about making it happen. Again, just keep Steve in your thoughts, because I know he's in ours right now. But this has been our Mordant Mon
and the McFall.
So raise your
ciao, dude catchers.
So raise your glasses.
Boom, baby.